Today I'm going to show you how to make these Teabag bookmarks. You start off with making a template on some thick paper and then tracing that onto the fabric with like tailor's chalk or like a wax pencil like how I'm using here. And then you just want to cut that out. And then here I'm just using some liquid stitch to kind of harden up the edges of some embroidery thread that I have that I'm going to use for like the string portion. After that's dry, I put it on top of the fabric. You want like the pattern part to be sandwiched on the inside between the two pieces, and you want the thread to come out the bottom. So that way when you turn it inside out to top stitch, it'll be correct and it'll be coming out the top. So I just like to put like a pin on the one side to kind of hold it all in place, just because it's so small that it might move around a little bit when you're stitching. And now you're just going to want to follow like the natural shape of the tea bag. Try not to have it too far in and not too far out either. And then you just want to leave like a little space at the bottom for when you want to turn it inside out. And I like to backstitch a little bit to kind of keep that stitching tight, because otherwise they kind of like pull out a little bit when you're turning it inside out. And this is me just turning it around and doing the other side, because I like to go over the top with the thread like twice, just so that it's like a little extra secure. And that way I'm not like starting at the bottom, because I just feel like I get a better result when I start at the top. Yeah, just making sure that there's enough room at the bottom there. And then here I'm just cutting off like the excess fabric and clipping the corners so that it lays flatter when you turn it inside out. And then turning it inside out is kind of difficult, but very fun. Make sure that you don't like pull on the thread to try to turn it out inside out that way, because I find that it does break when you do that. And then here I'm just using my scissors to kind of poke out the corners. Don't use anything too sharp, because otherwise you might poke a hole through the fabric, but yeah. And then here I like to fold in that inner part at the bottom and use a pin to kind of hold it in place, fold the edges down, and then I'm going to flat iron it to keep it nice and flat. And then we're going to top stitch like all around the edges there, like how we did when it was inside out. So now I'm just going to cut the loose thread there and then repeat the same process with the squares that we cut out. So sandwiching the pattern in the side, the thread sticking out the bottom, back stitching to keep it nice and tight at the bottom there, leaving a little space. And then once again, don't like pull the thread to have it like turn inside out. It's gonna burst on you. Once you got all the corners like popped out there, you're gonna want to top stitch again. So yeah, that is how you make a tea bag bookmark. I hope this was helpful. These would be perfect for like a book club or giving out to friends. I plan to make a bunch and donate them to the local library.